Today we're going to be covering some fall prevention applications for our products. We're going to walk you through some various techniques that we use to help people with their sagittal balance, particularly the aging population, the baby boomers. They're all starting to come up on those ages now where they're going to start to slump over, and research has shown us that forward head posture and the rounding of the shoulders actually increases their risk of falling. So not only do we want to help them correct their posture and strengthen them, we also want to make sure that we're helping them to prevent falls, because as we know, as people age, and a fall can be very life-altering, if not ending. So very important stuff. We're going to show the application for that. We're going to show you how to use many different products. A lot of this is going to be stuff that I actually use in my clinic on a daily basis, and some of this stuff is going to be to get your minds going, to give you some ideas of using different products and using them safely. So we're going to start off with the headgear. Challenging sagittal balance is if somebody had forward head posture, we want to engage all those erector spinae, get their head to come back up again, get their sagittal balance straight up and down. Because as we try to pull their head more forward, their body's naturally, the neurological reaction is to fight that. And so when they fight it, they're actually going to stand up straighter, activating all these muscles. So go ahead and put on the headgear. Now obviously she doesn't have the nursing home posture, but we're going to go ahead and go through these things with her. So let's get this straight out into the front. There you go. Now, something that you can be comfortable about with this, we did the introduction video for this, so if you haven't seen it, please go watch that, then you'll know how the headgear works. Some people might be worried, oh, well, what if they fall while you're working with them? You know, we try to not have that happen in a clinic, but, you know, I've been in practice for almost a decade, and it happens from time to time. You'll have all your measures in place, and just from time to time, somebody ends up on the floor somehow, some way. So be certain that you understand that when someone falls down or something and they have this on, it can slip right off the top of their head. We have other headgears that come around the chin and everything. I would never use those with an elderly patient. So you know, the advanced headgear that locks around the chin, don't use that with somebody who's having balance issues, because that one doesn't move, it doesn't give, it won't pop off the top of the head or anything like that, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and secure her to the anchor. Go ahead and scoot back. We're using a performance station, and go ahead and do your head retraction exercises. So if anybody's worked with somebody with, you know, neck pain or bad posture, this is a really common exercise. There's all kinds of products out there to do this. Just great for strengthening those neck muscles and getting that posture coming back. Now, this is great, okay? This is fantastic for static posture. But postures are not only static. They are dynamic in their nature. Whatever you see statically will only magnify itself in a dynamic setting. And you'll see this happen over and over again. Somebody has this posture, suddenly they become unbalanced, and they'll throw their head out even further, or when they run, I've seen lots of runners that they jut their head out more forward. So we want to actually try to create that scenario. So let's start off really easy, and we're going to have her take a step to her left and go ahead and do a head retraction. Good, and relax, and step, and retract. Good, and just keep doing that. Now keep going that direction. So as she moves out that way, you can see we're getting what I call a variable vector. This continues to change. Go ahead and work your way back. As it changes, it almost kind of puts a little bit of a rotational vector onto her head, okay, rotational force. So not only is she doing a head retraction, she's getting a little bit of a rotation in there too. Go ahead and come out this way, which is going to help kind of be more of a dynamic situation. We don't want to totally change it where we're only getting rotation, keep coming back over, but we're challenging the muscles and the balance in the nervous system outside of just your standard sagittal plane, because life is dynamic. It happens in multiple planes. And so we need to simulate that. Now, if you have somebody that's not quite, you know, their balance is a little bit better, or they've progressed where this is pretty easy, go ahead and have them take an athletic position. And if they're able to do it, have them go ahead and shuffle step left and right. And with this force, to keep her balance so she doesn't lose her balance over her knees, she's having to pull that head up, posture up. And this is great for basketball players to keep that good, moving side to side, keeping the balance real good. So this is an application you can do. Next up, I'm going to show you some things that you can do for adding in footwork and different types of things, challenging the whole body, also taking care of sagittal balance issues and forward head postures. All right, moving on to increase the challenge for the patient for the sagittal balance, forward head posture issues. Continuing with the theme of multiplanar variable vector applications to this upper cross syndrome or forward head posture and rounding of the shoulders. We want to make sure she's postured up, fighting the resistance. And she is actually, I've created a little obstacle here. She's just going to weave back and forth through our hurdles. Go ahead. Now these hurdles are really durable and very flexible, so the tripping hazard is minimal. And as you can see, I'm using the large hurdles so that she can see them without having to actually look down. She can maintain her looking straight ahead, keeping the posture, and there's no issue with not being able to see the hurdles and trip on them. So now as they've progressed and they're getting really good at this, you can see I've told her to keep all the steps very uniform, no karaoke or crossing the feet or anything. If you have footwork you like to coach into people to improve balance, shifting it, having them take a side step or a crossover, a cross understep, that's up to you. We're keeping it simple here. And so this is one of the many applications we can do. The next thing we're going to do is show you how to incorporate this into climbing stairs or stair stepping. All right, we're continuing on with challenging forward head postures and slumped postures in daily activities, in full pattern movement, multiplanar, variable vector, things like that. So we're only going to actually be working in the sagittal plane in this instance right here, but we're going to be incorporating keeping the posture up while we're climbing stairs. Seniors and people with poor balance, stairs can be a real challenge, especially with this type of posture going downstairs or going upstairs. So we're going to focus on going upstairs. I've coached her to really accentuate her opposite leg, opposite hand movement as she climbs. Want to stimulate that vestibular system and also challenge that forward head posture. So go ahead and go up for me. Good. Just to the second one. Now, depending on your comfort level, or if you have a padded floor, mats, or an assistant that's going to be with them, or you're going to be with them the entire time, then you could have them go up a little bit higher if you want. You can do just fine, just like this, not an issue, and you can see it's not terribly tall or far. But we do have these boxes, our Ergo Elite plyo boxes, that go rather high. So I'll leave that to your discretion. I typically will only go about too high. But as you can see, we're challenging this posture. Now, if we want to create something a little more interesting, they can go up and down, shuffle left, shuffle right, back to the middle, and back up the stairs. Hopefully this is really kind of getting your creative, kind of those creative juices going, and you can think of different ways to challenge your patients. Because the everyday monotony of just coming in, or a couple times a week coming in and just doing these really simple exercises can get really boring for the patient. And if they're really bored, then they dread coming to see you. This is a great way to keep your patients and your clients interested and excited about therapy. They're continuing to progress. They're getting new challenges, unique challenges that they haven't had before. And most of all, it's being applied to their daily life. And this is really something that can improve the way they function around their home and with their friends and family.
Hey guys, I am Stephanie. I'm a fitness model for Stroops, and I haven't used that headgear before. I just did that little example for you guys, and as soon as I got it off, I could feel the difference. I definitely feel like my posture is a lot stronger and a lot more upright. It's a really awesome piece of equipment that I've never used before, and I can see great applications for it.